quick video on what to plant in July, and I'm gonna get to that, but as I was thinking about making this video, I just saw just the cutest thing. Do you see it? It's a baby pepper. And even littler pepper. And of course we've got a cute little tomato, if it will focus. We have some bigger ones on here. But as I said, I was just walking around and I was going to talk about what to plant and what I'm going to plant, and hopefully what I'll be planting tomorrow is bushes and more bushes. Anything perennial. Got some trees coming in, some berry bushes. If I had some different perennial kales, I'd plant that too. But I went through on the old Amazons. Got a whole bunch of boysenberry bushes, black raspberry bushes, blackberry bushes, and I'm gonna plant a few here by my house, but I'm gonna go to the other property and plant some of those. So I just want to record this first. I'll get my bushes, and then tomorrow morning I'll take you along with me to do some planting. All right, hold on just a sec. Next time I hit record, I'll be planting. Here we are 2 days later, and I've got my 2 elderberry bushes. These I got from Amazon. They're all packed in and still moist. I got them actually 2 nights ago. They're just packed in, but I'm gonna plant one here on the left. I guess each elderberry, the size range is pretty drastic. It's either 15 feet tall and wide to 30 feet tall and wide. So I'll give it about, from there, probably about right here is where I'll plant it, closer to this edge. And then hopefully I might have to trim, as it gets older in a couple of years, trim it out. But I should still be able to get through the side and back along the fence line if I ever want to gain access to that, to mess with that fence. And the same here on the right side. And this cardboard has been down total about, I'd say 2 months. And we'll see. I'll record when I'm clearing away the wood chips to see how well the cardboard is broken down and how the dirt looks. Hopefully most of the grass is dead. It makes digging it up a lot easier. And I only have this little hand shovel thing. I did bring another shovel, but hopefully it'll be easy enough. They're not super big, so should be pretty quick work. Here, I'm just gonna kind of clear this stuff away and see. You can tell I got a knee on these wood chips. A little painful, but it's all right. Just clearing away. So you can see the cardboard partially broken down. Easy to tear through anyways, but yeah, you can see the grass is still there and still holding. See how hard. This is just a little plastic shovel, so nice happy earthworm. Pissed off because it's now exposed to the sun. Oop. Sorry, Mr. Wormy. So I'll get to digging this, and I'll show you how big it is and how this plant goes in. See if I can capture this. I had to use my knife to cut away this plastic. They had priority mail stickers, but I was able to cut that with my pocket knife without breaking it, cutting anything. Let me get this. Yeah, it's just sitting in a regular pot. Looks like they had kind of using the cardboard as some absorbent material. That'll go back on. So just a regular, pretty traditional sized pot. And of course I'll take the pot out of the pot. Yeah, so that'll work pretty well. This brings up a point. It's really good to see that the roots have air rooted. So however they had these in their nursery, these roots weren't forced to spin around the base of the plant. So that's really good. We'll try and keep those intact. Looks like it'll slide out pretty well. This brings up a point too. I've had more of a problem in other places where I planted is what do I do with all this dirt? I was able to just set the actual grass on the dirt over here, or on the grass over here, and then all this other stuff will be pushed in, and these wood chips are so thin over here that I'll be able to cover it all up. If I were to leave any of this dirt on top, I'll probably have a couple other random grass seeds and whatever else blows in actually germinate in the dirt, so that's not what I'm trying to avoid. And then just the overall aesthetics of just having complete area of wood chips with just the plants that you planted coming up helps. So I'll get this in, dig the hole for the other one, get that one in, and I'll show you what it looks like after that. And I'll do an update on how the onions and pine trees and all that stuff are doing over in the front part, and show you if any of the grass is actually poked through where I spread out that wood chip. So it'll just be a moment for you and about 20 minutes for me. Here's the first one, and the second one's down there, if you can see it, right in the center. Yeah, I just wanted to note that even with that little hand shovel plastic thing, it was incredibly easy to plant this and move the dirt. Really, I could have done it with my hand. It just helps to have that to actually scoop and move the dirt. And so yeah, looks pretty good. There's another sprout coming up. I think I will be coming by with a piece of string, because these are old stalks, and I'm just gonna kind of twist. This one's not too bad because it's kind of stable enough. This other one though, I kind of bunched up wood chips around it. As you can see here, this one's pretty stout, but this one this one would fall over, and this one's do whatever it wants. And is it really that big of a thing to worry about? Probably not, unless there's a huge winter or huge summer storm that comes through. But it'd be nice just to have. Yeah, I guess you switch my hands here. Just had a bit of string, just to keep it all there, not tight, not any tighter than that. So that's what I'll do. Since I don't have any string, I'll probably just be bringing zip ties. So let me show you kind of what I'm thinking it will look like. I have some more bushes and stuff that I'm gonna plant, and that's what I'll be doing all July is elderberry and more hascaps, and I got more mushrooms and onions, and I'm just planting it through. So there's elderberry bush 1 and elderberry bush 2. Those will definitely seal up the ends, and then throughout the center I can just do whatever I want. Thinking probably place a couple of stones like through. I kind of access the very back, and just some sort of design, and plant through. And as far as this huge pile of wood chips here, this is now weeks later, and no grasses have come through. It's pretty easy to mow. Not the cleanest edge possible, but pretty easy. But yeah, you can see none of the grass is mowed or has come through, and there's no cardboard under any of this, so it's working out pretty well. I'll show you this front area. See how the clover's taken off wherever it could get any sort of dirt. And this is one of those pineapple guava things. I had come through 3 days ago, and some of these plants were just covered, like the clover was like all over it. So I just ripped it back, and that helps the it's a nitrogen fixer. So as you cut it down, it'll release shut off roots and nitrogen modules or nodules, what are they called, which is good for the soil. So I mean, that's one of the reasons why you plant it, so you can chop it and add to the soil. And these were strawberries. I do believe I planted strawberries here, but something came through and like ripped them up. I don't know what the deal is with that. But pine trees are still doing well. There's another one of those pineapple guava things. Pretty sure. See, hanging out. These are the walking onions. They've shot up really well. And I could just pinch it off and eat it, just like a regular green onion. They're pretty strong. But by the fall, they'll have bulbits on the top and they'll replant themselves. Let's see. Here is my little baby pine tree. White cedar, whatever it was. Yeah, and there's more strawberries. And it's reached up to get some sun. But what I really need to do is rip some of this back. It's a lot easier with two hands. Just to allow it to get more sunlight and to return, die off underground so microorganisms have more to eat. There's another thing, I don't remember what it's called. More clover. There's a couple of like dandelion looking things, and sometimes I'll come through and just chop it up. I don't mind it growing. I'm kind of glad it's growing, so I got more to cut off and refeed back to the soil. There was something planted here. Here we go. This little guy. This is the one I was talking about, was covered with a clover. So I'm going to come through and open this up. If I can find the other one. So I'll come through and clean all that up, and I'm going to probably run a couple of buckets of mulch around those new elderberry plants. And then I'm going to call it a day, at least for over here. And chop up some of this stuff, rip that up, just toss it. But it's coming along, and we'll be back here in a couple of days. But at least I can get this video finished and posted instead of waiting a month or so and then uploading 2 or 3 or 4. So thanks for watching. Real quick before I go, that is a snake right in the center there. Yeah, he didn't do anything. I've come across a couple of these snakes. I guess they're just basic gardeners, and they don't really care what you're doing. They would rather be covered up, so we'll cover them back up. But yeah, nothing dangerous about it. And I was worried myself about wood chips being like flammable and all that. I just want to show you that like all this stuff on the surface is dry, but you go 1/4 inch deep and this is all wet. It's all wet, so kind of show you this is all moist and wet. It's only like the very top couple of chips that are dry. So yeah, it's not a flame or a fire hazard or anything like that. But if you do get a big old pile like this, I like to think of it as I can use it to make beds like this, and I can make beds like in the front. But the more wood chips I pull off of here increases the size of this planting bed. So I could just start planting in all this stuff if I wanted to, but I got so many other places to plant into. But yeah, as I'm going around expanding a bed here and doing a whole thing here and going up to the tree and all that stuff will come down, and then I'll be planting into this. So it's pretty cool. I want to show you that snake and then how these wood chips actually just hold in so much moisture. And that's it for real. Alright, thanks again.